Hi, I'm Todd Mitchell, owner of Cybersecurity4biz. Today I want to talk to you about a misconception that cybersecurity always comes from external sources. This is just simply not true. The number one cause of data breaches is human error. So most of your problems are going to be coming from within your own team, within your own business, on your own network, unfortunately. I have some statistics that I will read to you later. Um, but the action you can take is to create cybersecurity awareness on your incidents that could occur, how to identify phishing emails, and what other things to look for within your organization to help stop data breaches. Remote workers have caused a security breach in 20% of organizations, according to Malwarebytes. And remote work has increased an average cost of data breach by $137,000, according to IBM. 47% of employees cited distraction as a reason for falling for a phishing scam when working from home. So all the people that are working from home because of COVID are getting distracted by their kids and their pets coming around and things like that, and they accidentally click on a button in an email that downloads malware or ransomware and gets them in trouble. Since the pandemic began, the FBI reported a 300% increase in cybercrimes. So the struggle is real. The average cost of doing a data breach to a small company with 100 employees or less is $2.35 million in 2020. This cost largely comes from the remediation after the fact of you having to provide identity theft insurance and liability for damages that your customers are getting. The average cost per stolen record of an individual is $146, according to IBM. Personally, I think that's actually a little low. My experience has shown that it's closer to $200. At the current time, if you look up identity theft insurance, some of the, not to endorse them, but just some of the quick Google searches comes up with some of the big companies, LifeLock, things like that, is like $200 a year. And if you have 2,500 clients on your email list that you have information about, emails, birthdays, social security numbers, addresses, medical information, employee information, credit card information, anything of a personal nature, and you have to provide identity theft insurance on those people at $200 a person for 2,500 people, that's $500,000 right there. That's not even including what you may be found liable for after the fact if somebody's identity is stolen or somebody ends up with a car or a house or a bunch of electronics bought on a credit card that was used in their name without their knowledge. You're liable for all those expenses as well. Not to mention, a good lawyer will get you in court and find pain and suffering and a bunch of other things to slap on there. So this cost is going to go sky high depending on what the situation is. Small organizations of less than 100 employees have the highest targeted malicious email rate of 1 in 300, according to Symantec. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but the people that I have dealt with on a daily basis, myself included, average about 30 to 50 emails a day. At 300 emails, getting a phishing email for 1 of every 300, you do the math, and that's like once a week you're getting a phishing email. So if your employees are not trained on how to spot that, and they click open that attachment, or they reply to the email thinking that it's actually from the bank asking for information, or actually from your number one supplier asking for information, and they end up infecting your network or downloading ransomware or some other way of getting your data breached, that's an issue. And when it's happening once a week, even if you have a very good 98% of catching these emails and not falling prey to them, if you do the math of 50 weeks a year, you're still going to hit one at least once a year. That's just playing with fire. Those are odds you cannot do. You don't want the odds that in your working against you saying that at least once a year on a really good organization is going to get hacked. So preventative measures is the only cure. The last statistic, malware companies account for nearly a quarter of all ransomware attacks, followed by the professional services at 17% of the attacks, and government with 13% of the attacks. So what this means is the industries in manufacturing and professional services are the highest targeted, and most of those are small businesses. That is the core of America, with the 31 million small businesses in America are mostly in professional services, doctors, lawyers, chiropractors, financial services, tax consultants, and manufacturing, making parts, doing services and supplies, lawn care, catering, house cleaning, power washing, landscaping. All these types of businesses are the ones that are targeted the most. And the reason why is simple. Big companies like IBM and the big box retail stores spend an average of $15 million a year on cybersecurity. So they're protected. It's the small guys, the guys that work like me, working out of my house with very little resources and not enough revenue stream coming in to support spending millions of dollars a year on cybersecurity. We can't fight these guys on their level. So the only way that you're able to provide a proper defense against this is to make sure that you're creating a culture of awareness. Everybody in your house needs to be able to have their data secure. Everybody in your small business needs to have their data secure. If your people are working from home, then you need to make sure that all their houses and their families are also in on it, because it's one big connected network. Now, I equate this with something that we all do. As a child, everybody learned to look both ways before you walk across the street. It's something built into the community. You've got crossing guards to help with it for school children. You've got the police. You've got laws against jaywalking. You've got proper crosswalk lines painted. You've got street lights. Everything supports looking both ways before you walk across the street to make sure you're not hit by a car. We need to do the same thing for cybersecurity. It needs to be inbred into each person, whether it's just for yourself in your own personal safety or whether it's for your business. You need to understand, and everybody around you needs to understand, the certain things that they can do in their behavior to keep them safe and keep their data safe. You don't want to fall prey to one of these statistics and be liable for millions of dollars in damages for losing your customers' data and having it sold on the dark web because of something that was completely avoidable, like clicking a picture in an email or replying to the wrong kind of an email or leaving a password exposed or sharing account information with somebody else. Those are simple, easy, free, avoidable things that we just need to train ourselves to not do and be aware of, and look out for each other. If you see somebody, you see a phishing email, you should immediately report it. You should immediately tell all your coworkers, hey, don't open that email. I don't think it's right. These are just simple things that we can do to protect ourselves. I thank you for watching my video, and if you have any questions or comments, or you want more specifics and need help with this, feel free to get a hold of me. You can either email me or you can call me, and we'll work together and provide the best customized solution for your small business, because I do understand that every business is different and every business needs a different approach to how they handle things. Thank you very much.